Welcome into the K0LWC Ham Shack. Today I have something very, very cool for you to see. Pun intended. Now, you know in Minnesota we're a little bit different. And what I mean by that is we don't mind that cold weather. And I'm going to prove that to you in this video. Now, during the summer months, we have an event here in the Twin Cities Metro called Hams in the Park. Now, that's not a POTA event. It's just a random gathering of hams from the Metro, from Western Wisconsin. You know, bring out your portable gear, you know, socialize a little bit, bring out your latest project and share it with other hams in the area and just chit-chat for a bit. 3-4 hours, and then go home. That's Hams in the Park. But in the wintertime, we have something even more special, and that is Hams on the Ice. Now, Hams on the Ice is pretty unique. It is located on White Bear Lake, which is on the shores of Mahtomedi Beach and the northeast part of the Twin Cities Metro here in Minnesota. So we were just off the beach here in Mahtomedi, and boy, did we have an absolute blast. This is a shot here of everyone that showed up. We had like just over 20 hams show up on just a gorgeous, gorgeous 41 degree and sunny day here in the Twin Cities last weekend. Really was excited to see the turnout. And also some younger hams that were relatively new. And that was the most exciting part of everything, just seeing those folks show up. Here I am talking with Matt there on the right. He was showing me his Apex 7000 radio. We were bonding over our love of Motorola in digital modes, you know, P25 and DMR. So that's us chit-chatting there, and I'm holding my drone over my shoulder. Kind of looks like a purse. This is gentleman here. BTS was a suffix of his call. He came all the way over from Wisconsin. He's actually from the Dunn County, Wisconsin area. The closest city would be like Menominee, Wisconsin, Eau Claire area, western part. He came all the way over to operate CW. He's making DX contacts here with the lawn chair portable setup. It was great to meet him. In fact, I've talked to him a couple times on a repeater while I was driving through western Wisconsin, and we didn't even realize we had talked before, but then we connected here at this event, and we're like, hey, we've talked before. So it was really great to be able to meet him in person. Here in the green jacket, you see Pete in that neon green. He's helping some younger hams get on the air for the first time on HF and really experience what it's like to make contacts across the country or across the world. Behind him, you'll see in kind of that yellowish green knit hat, that's Christian. He's a relatively newer ham in the Twin Cities area. You also see Aaron there off to the right. So again, experiencing HF for the first time is such a great thing for newer hams that are just a year or two into the hobby to do, especially if they're a tech looking to explore and are curious about HF. So big shout out to Pete. Pete here operating from his station. You can see he's got the propane heater keeping the feet warm. Big lead acid there powering the station. He was operating an FT991A with a little MCOM2 Chameleon NFET up at like 10 feet on a sloper. That was the setup there for Pete. But huge respect to Pete. He helps organize Hams in the Park, Hams on the Ice, and gets the word out for everybody. So big respect to Pete in terms of what he does to engage the ham community here in Minnesota. This gentleman was great. He brought out the old school Kenwood HT with APRS because when this was going on, this was like in the height of the Chinese spy balloon saga. So we were actually tracking balloons over the top of the Twin Cities that just happened to be going by and beaconing on APRS. So we were having a lot of fun playing with the old Kenwood in that regard. And the last picture here, this is Dave, N0TXW, and he did provide some of the footage and the photos for this video, so thank you so much, Dave. Here he is in his Ford Explorer operating his Yaesu FT891, and he's running a ham stick and 100 watts. He was racking up DX contacts into Brazil on that trans-equatorial propagation from the lake there that day. So as you can see, I mean, this is just a ton of fun. It brought out so many people that, you know what, this time of year we have to get outside. You really do. It's called cabin fever. At the end of the winter, people here are just scratching and clawing to get outside because when it's like -10 outside, nobody wants to go out there. So this is a perfect event to get people outside and re-engage and having some radio fun while doing it. So I had a blast. These are the kind of events that are so critical to engage the ham community on a regular basis, and I'm so happy that we do it here in the Twin Cities. And I'll definitely be back next year, and I'm definitely going to Hams in the park in the summer. So do you have any weird events like this? Crazy, strange, really interesting ham radio events? Drop them down in the comments. I want to know. And I'm looking at you, by the way. Michigan, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Canada, America's Hat. All of you folks, if you have any cold weather events, and don't say winter field day, that you have locally that gets people out when it's the wintertime, I want to hear about it, because hams on the ice is pretty unique. It's been going on for a lot of years here in Minnesota, but hey, that's Minnesota for you. So again, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you again next time.